Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Vijeo Designer Training. I'm your host, Leandro Mada, and in this video what we're gonna see is how we can make our HMI as a Modbus TCP server. Okay, so basically if we want to share information from the HMI to be the slave, this is the driver that we need to configure. Okay, so let's go to the Vijeo Designer software. I'm using, in this case, the Vijeo Designer version 6.3, so it's back something. Okay, what I'm going to do is to create a new project. So this one's going to be my HMISP server. Okay, okay, target HMI is this one. Probably I can change the name, my target. Next, and I'm going to use this part for the moment. Next, and I'm going to assign this IP address for the HMI 65, I believe it is. Let me just check. 65, yeah, it's the one I can assign for this one. 65, 192.168.1.1. And I'm going to enable the audit trails. Okay, and then this part, and I'm going to touch it. So in order to change the IP address, I have already done, but you can hit here and change the IP address. I'm going to allow this. Yeah, you should read this. Okay, now this part, I believe is fine. So what we need to do is to add the driver. So IO manager, new driver, here under the Schneider Electric. Here we just need to select Modbus slave. So our HMI is the slave, okay, on the communication or server. So you have RTU using the Modbus serial port or the Ethernet port. So I'm going to use this one. Here is the amount of registers and inputs that you can have. So you can have different functions, Modbus functions in order to access to the HMI. So I'm going to leave this by default and change this. Then you should be able to see here it has Modbus slave, and here I'm going to name as my HMI, the name. This is the driver, and this is the physical HMI that we're going to have, the driver. So if you double click on this, you should be able to see the maximum number of connections. You're going to specify 3. And here you should be able to see the IEC syntax. Okay, I'm going to leave this on base 0. And the idea of having the IEC is because I can use the percentage NWU something in order to access to the HMI. Rather than without using this, I need to start with 4,000 or 3,000 in order to access to the impulse, or 4,000 in order to access to the holding registers. Okay. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is to do something simple. I'm going to an integer variable. I'm going to use this as a counter. And here the external needs to be external, okay, because it's something I'm going to share. Okay, so I need to define this as external. The scan group is going to be my HMI, okay, and the device address is going to be percentage NWU. Oh no, number 10. And okay, so this variable I have created inside the HMI is an internal HMI variable, but it's going to be external, so it can be used on the driver that I have created, so someone else can take this information from this MW10 on this HMI. So now what I'm going to do is to use this variable here. Okay, counter, yes. Let's put this in a different way. No, it doesn't matter. It's going to be just for me to see it, because I know I will not be showing the screen, just to show you that I can access to this, and then we'll do something. Okay, so let's see, variables. Let's see if I can make the data sharing, web server, web gate, enabled, yes. Okay, and then I'm going to publish this variable. sharing, read and write. Okay. So I just share this variable in case I want to use a Waygate and see if I have time to do it. But first this time, this part. So I'm going to create a counter. So in actions, I'm going to create a periodic type. 1 second. I'm going to make a decision. So action for counter at the top. If counter is greater than 120, okay, then I can put this 0 and move it to the counter value. And if not, then I will add 1 to the counter. Okay, and add this. So now I have this. Let's download this into the target. Okay, so I'm going to download this to the HMI. Yes. Just wait for this to download. And I will try to do something on my side to see if I can access to the Waygate. I don't know if I install it or not. That's something I need to check. So yes, proceed with that one. Then I'm going to check. Okay, so I tried to make the Waygate, but in order to install the latest Waygate, I need to ask for admin rights. So it's not going to be this time, but you need to trust me. So I had downloaded this application to the HMI. Okay, so the HMI I'm pointing into. You need to point to this direction. Okay, so I'm going to open the something standard. Okay, like I'm going to use my PC as a Modbus client, as master. So I'm going to use holding register. I'm going to use 12 positions for the HMI. Connection, connect. I need to point to the IP address, so it's going to be 192.168.65. Okay. Now I'm going to use this one. You can see here is acting up. Okay. Let's go back to 0 so as it enter into 120. Okay. In this case, I need to add 1, do it to this base 0, base 1. For default for this most scan. Okay, but you get idea how easy it can be. So if you, for example, want to share to another system the variables, okay, you can, for example, create another device here, another, I'm reading from another PLC, and then you can create, for example, an action that periodic or conditional when something change, data change, then you can transfer to a script one another using a script. That's an option. Okay, you can have one unique data or the register next to each other for the other system to read to the controller. But this is entirely how you can do it. You can see it's very easy once you know. Okay, it's very simple. You just need to know if you're going to use IEC or not in order to get the variables one to the other. Okay, and also the amount of variables that you want to make. Okay, so this is how you can make the HMI as a server or a slave in a Modbus RTU or a ModbusTCP communication. So thank you very much for watching this video and see you on the next one.